Thank you. So before we start, on behalf of the Global Entrepreneurship Network, I'm speaking on behalf of our entire worldwide team as the chairman of the organization. First of all, thank you very much for 18 years of celebrating entrepreneurs. That's absolutely amazing, and you may be one of the countries that has been doing this longer than anybody. So we thank you very much for that support of entrepreneurs. During this week, Global Entrepreneurship Week, to give you an idea, last year we had, during the entire week, there were 40,000 events held across almost all 200 countries, and 10 million people attended that. And I just wanted to say, across all the 200 countries that we represent, as chairman, I'm honored to be in your country with you today to celebrate the opening of Global Entrepreneurship Week. So thank you for having me, and thank you for all you do to support entrepreneurs. I want to take a few minutes and talk about the importance of innovation and how it works. So innovation is the intersection of three things. It's the intersection of new technologies, new ideas, and existing industries and talent. So when you have talented people looking at new technologies and applying them to existing industry problems, that's when innovation happens. And innovation is something we must continue to inspire, to fund, to mentor, to make sure that our talented citizens are continuing to create and innovate. So that's why we wanted to talk about that today. Many people think that innovation comes from looking at the industry that you work in and trying to make it better. But the truth is, the world's most innovative people come up with their ideas by looking to see what the rest of the world is doing, by studying advances in every other industry and asking this question: is there something that another industry is doing, or a new technology that did not even exist yesterday, that I could be applying to solve a problem in the industry that I am in? So we want to encourage people, whatever industry you are in, you should be looking at the ideas and the innovations and the technologies from other industries. It's funny because for me, I'm an engineer by trade, and so I have spent my whole life trying to build innovative things to make industries better. But as an engineer, some nights I don't want to go to sleep because I know that while I'm sleeping, something amazing happened somewhere in the world and I missed it. Okay? Some new technology was created here in China, or maybe pick a country anywhere in the world. While I was sleeping, some innovator came up with some great idea. But that's the exciting part. Every morning when I wake up, I ask this question: what happened while I was sleeping that creates a brand new opportunity? I used to say to my employees, what can we do today that we could not do yesterday? They actually made me a shirt that says that, because I tell them all the time, every morning, what can we do today that you couldn't even do yesterday? Innovators never stop looking for new opportunities. And that means studying every new technology idea and asking that question. When augmented reality came out, many people that I know might know what it is, but they don't really. If I ask them, what is augmented reality technology? Most people don't know. So innovators are the ones that say, I'm going to go find out. And they look at these technologies. The example on the screen is a friend of mine in the real estate business that they used to hand out drawings of new homes like that. And now he has an AR application that when you hold your device over the drawing, it shows you what it would look like if you lived there. And you can move the pieces around. His question was, what is augmented reality? And could I use it in my industry, which was real estate? You should ask that every single day. When virtual reality came out, we all got really excited, but virtual reality, just like AI, has not found its real home yet. More innovators will create more ideas with virtual reality than we have seen yet. One of my favorite ones is in medicine, where doctors are creating ways where they can walk inside a human body in 3D virtual reality and look at your body from the inside out to help heal you. I think applications like that are amazing. But again, the question is, what is the newest technology and how can I use it in the industry that I am in? AI, as we all know, it's actually kind of funny to me because the university that I went to in the United States, when I was at university, I went to this college because I wanted to learn AI. So that's how old AI is. We were working on it when I was a student, and it's only now becoming a useful technology. But again, the question is, how can you use artificial intelligence in whatever industry you're in? And so constantly, when we wake up in the morning, there's another new technology that we should be exploring. Instead of thinking that technology doesn't apply to me, what we want you to think is, what is that technology, and could I be the first person in the world in my industry to use it? I would like to give you an example. I spoke at every year, Microsoft has an annual technology conference with like 30,000 people or something. So they asked me to speak at it. So I was backstage in a VIP room with the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella. And I was asking Microsoft, and I'm only using them for one example. I don't have anything to do with them. But I asked him, what are you working on? What new thing that I don't know about that I'm going to wake up one morning and see it? And he said, holograms. And I said, holograms? And he said, we're spending billions on holography. This is just an example. They have a product called HoloLens, right? So I went immediately to look at this technology and to see demonstrations, to see if I could find a way to use a new technology in an old industry to make something better. That's what all of us in this room should be doing. That's the innovator's job. And so the holography looks like this. If you are designing a motorbike, or if you are shopping for a motorbike, it is going to appear on your desk in full 3D. You can change the colors. You can make the motorcycle sounds. You can try different designs. That's a pretty good way to shop. It's also a pretty good way to design with a 3D hologram of the product right there on your desk. But our goal is to ask the question, can I use that technology in the industry I'm in? So I showed this to some friends of mine who are in the music industry. In the music industry, they do concerts, right? They hire singers, and singers go on a stage and they perform concerts. But the question was, this new technology of holograms, could we use it in our industry, in music? And some of you may have already heard of this already, but I will tell you what innovators do. They have a new pop star. She's in Korea and she's in Japan. This pop star, she sells out 10,000 tickets a night. Every night she sings in arenas of 10,000 people and they sell all the tickets. But she never gets sick. She never complains. She never asks for more money. She's never late as a singer. And the reason why is because she's not real. They made a hologram pop star and they do concerts every night and they sell out every concert. That's innovation, right? That is using a new technology to solve a problem in a way nobody ever has in an industry. I just picked that for an example, but I think it's amazing. By the way, they did a concert in the United States with artists who are no longer living. They made a hologram of Elvis Presley, and they brought him back to life and did a huge concert in the US. So that is why we continue to look at all these technologies to find a way to do something no one has thought of before us. We need to continue to have hard technology innovations in our industry. I created a technique I want to share with you for keeping up with technology. So, because I started to notice that the world's most innovative people and companies, they are doing something that everybody else isn't. They are not, if you're in energy, they are not just looking at the energy industry. They are taking time to find ideas in every industry and use the best ones. So I wanted to create a method for me to do that I want to share with you today. Now, I just made up this word, but I call this idea info sponging. And the idea of info sponging is this. Every day, well, let me explain what the problem is. The problem is that if I am in the energy industry, what do I work on all day? Energy problems. If you came to me and said, Jeff, there is a conference for fintech, finance and banking industry, do you want to go? I would say, no, I work in energy. I'm not going to go to the banking conference. But that's where the missed opportunity is, okay? And when I started looking at really innovative people, they say, yes, I do want to see what good ideas fintech has to see if I could use them in energy. The problem is, you don't have time to go to all these other industries. So here is what I do with info sponging that I would like to challenge you to do. Every morning when I wake up, for the first 20 minutes of my day, you do not work for your company and you do not work in your industry. Take 20 minutes every day. That's all. If you can't do it every day, do it once a week, do it a couple times a week. But every day when I wake up, for the first 20 minutes, I don't look at my phone, I don't look at my business, I'm not in my industry. I challenge myself to do this. I challenge myself to learn one new thing every day, but here's what's important. It's one new thing that I do not need to know, okay? It's not something about the energy sector. I already know that, right? For me personally, my business was the travel industry. We created a company called Booking.com. I don't know, I know it's here in China, I just don't know if you use it. But our company, Booking.com, is here. So we looked at hotel and travel industry. So I want you to think of knowledge like pieces of a puzzle. So if I gave you one piece of a puzzle and said, what is this puzzle? He would say, I don't know, it's just a blue piece. If I gave him 2 or 3 pieces of a puzzle, he would still not know. But what if every day I took another piece of this puzzle and gave it to him, and every day he moved the puzzle pieces around on the table and looked at the picture? One day he would call me and he would say, I can see the pattern that is forming. When this puzzle is finished, it's going to be a picture of a castle in Europe. That's what you do with knowledge. You collect pieces of knowledge, you move them around, and you try to figure out what's coming next. So that's what I do with info sponging. Each day, I read a story. I watch a video from some other industry, from some other technology. I talk to somebody that's not in my industry. Just find a way to learn one new thing a day. And what I do is I write down the one thing that I learned, and at the end of each day, I just look at the paper of all the things I wrote down, and I try to see if I can see a pattern developing. So I'm going to give you an example. These pieces on this puzzle here. One day I read a story, and by the way, just follow your curiosity. Trust your gut. People ask me, when you do info sponging, what do you read? I read whatever catches my curiosity, because your gut instinct should hire a new marketing manager. It should be called your fast intelligence. Your gut instinct knows, right? Everything you've ever done right, every mistake you've ever made is in your gut. So when I look at a story and I say, I wonder what perishable commodities are, I follow my instinct. So I read a story one day about perishable commodities, which was a story about selling fruit. Do I need to know that in the travel, the hotel business? No. But I was curious how you sell a perishable commodity. And when I went to bed that night, I was thinking, I don't sell fruit, but what else is perishable? You know what's perishable? Hotel rooms, airplane seats. Because when you close the door to the airplane, all the goods are spoiled. You can't sell them anymore. So when I went to bed, it felt like two pieces of a puzzle connected for me. A different day, I read a story about distressed inventory. I did not even know what that meant the day before, but I'm only doing 20 minutes a day to learn one new thing. The thing I learned was that distressed inventory is all the product that your sales and marketing channels could not sell. You know what that could be? When I went to bed that night, an empty seat on an airplane is distressed. An empty room in a hotel at midnight is distressed. So I started thinking, how do I put all these ideas together? Perishable commodities, distressed inventory, dynamic pricing. And we as a team put those things together to create these companies. If you've been to the US, you might have heard of Priceline.com. In 190 other countries, our business is Booking.com. But we combined the ideas I just told you, brand new ideas from outside of travel, in a way that no one in our industry ever had before. This company was a startup on a little table like the tables in the hall that the entrepreneurs out here in the exhibit area. And today, the company that we built does business in 190 countries, and today it's worth $140 billion US. And it started because we took ideas from other industries. By the way, that's how this was created. Travis, the person that created this, was studying concepts. He was not looking at the taxi industry, right? This is the world's biggest car service. But if you were going to build a car service, what's the first thing you would buy? A car, a taxi, but he doesn't own any. He was reading about the sharing economy. He was reading about task-based workforces, on digital micropayments. He took all these new ideas and he said, maybe there's a whole new way to do transportation that no one's ever thought of. Everybody else was buying more taxis. Travis was combining all these technologies and created the world's largest transportation company. Look at ideas that the rest of the world has created, and every day ask yourself, what could I do today that you couldn't do yesterday? That's the key to successful innovation. I want to end with a couple of quick points for entrepreneurs in this room, for the entrepreneurs to be successful. This is important. Solve a real problem. I have to tell you, we just finished something called the Entrepreneurship World Cup that we host. We host a pitch competition across all 200 countries. I just came back from Saudi Arabia with Jonathan, our president, judging the finals. Last year, we had 45,000 startups, including many from China, across 200 countries that applied for our entrepreneurship. Anybody in the room is more than welcome to apply for that competition there. But I'm telling you that because too many entrepreneurs will come up and say, I say, what are you working on? And they say, I invented these, whatever this is. And I say, who wants this? And they say, I don't know yet until I start marketing. Okay? That's one way. The other way is to go solve the problems you see every day where you live. All over China, all over every country, there are problems that could be improved upon. And so solve a real problem that the world has already presented instead of creating a solution looking for a problem. The next thing is do one thing at a time. The reason I said a gold medal is because if you think about the Olympics, somebody that wins a gold medal swimming in the Olympics does not also win a gold medal playing baseball and a gold medal in track and field. It's so hard to be good at anything that you need to be focused. So if you study all the world's biggest companies, they did not get big by launching 7 products. Find one problem to solve and stay with that problem until you have solved that problem, one thing at a time. Next, find your talent. What are you good at? Quick example. My company that I was with all those years, we sell hotel rooms, but we are not a travel company. Our skills are not travel. Our skills are algorithms. We have a team of brilliant algorithm designers. So when somebody asks me to work on a problem, if it doesn't require an algorithm, we don't touch it. What is your talent? Don't do things that don't require your talent. And then lastly, please know that while funding is important, the key to success is talent, right? Why are all the programs you've heard about today and you're going to hear about and all the logos on the wall, there's so much support here in China for entrepreneurs because we need talented innovators to solve problems. You can give a lot of money to average people and they won't fix the problem. You can give less money to really smart innovators and they will solve the problem. For you entrepreneurs in the room, surround yourself with people smarter than you. That's the path to success. Thank you very much for having me here in Shanghai today, and have a fantastic Global Entrepreneurship Week. Thank you.